Now it's time to hear Craft Your Brand Legacy by Moza-bella, where we craft brand legacies.
Hi, John. Well, thank you very much for having all of us here. This is such a great event. Remember last time we were here, only like 10 people?
Right.
Today was like a full house. So thank you, you and your beautiful wife, for being so generous.
No problem. We love it.
Yeah. So why would you want to do this?
Well, I was in corporate America for 47 years. Got tired of it at the end of my career. I wanted to do something on my own, help other people get into business. So I found an avenue to do that. And I just think, ever since I've been on Alignable, it matched kind of my sales approach and approach to working with other people. And that is, I can't really expect anybody to give me a lead or recommend me unless I'm willing to do the same for them. So if I invite them in, get to know them as a person, I feel a lot more comfortable recommending them to friends that I know.
So now you don't, so that's very interesting, right? So you don't just do business because of the transactional, you do it because of the relationship,
right?
Which is, greater. And like I just shared with Dr. Hill earlier, people want to, they know of you, they like you, and then they trust you. Right. But then for you, like you open the door to basically all strangers, right? Like you and your wife. Right. I don't know about, you have a beautiful wife and you are so good, because I would be like, I don't know if those people, I don't know if they I want them to come to my house.
Right.
But like for you to take, to take that faith to invite all of them. And we had, such a beautiful group here.
Well, typically, over the years, when I do business with somebody, they become friends.
Yeah.
So I used to invite them all over for Christmas parties. We would go out to a play or go out for dinner. They all had my home phone numbers before cell phones were around. So if they needed something, I didn't want to hide from them. They were people that I got to know. I knew all their kids. I knew that one of their kids was getting married. And so that's the way I look at customers, is that we get to know each other very well and they trust me. But also that means I have to bend over backwards to do right by them, because I don't want to just use them for the few dollars I might be able to make.
You know what? It's just such a different approach, right? Nowadays, people just want to do like a quick sell, and then you don't know where they go. But for you, you build that relationship, and that's why people stay with you, like friends. And they keep sending the referrals. I mean, it's not about sales anymore. It's a relationship.
Right. To me, I don't know if it's because generally I was lazy or not, but I'd rather 8 really good relationships, business relationships, where they keep doing business with me because they trust me and they recommend me to people that they know and trust, as opposed to me finding 100 people and then trying to make a little bit of money off of each one. I'd rather build the relationship. That's more my style.
Yep. So, and yes, absolutely. Like right now, if anybody, if I know anybody who would like to find a way out, like they finished their career in corporate, and now they want to find a way out, starting their own business. And I would love to introduce them to you, John, because then you will give them the vehicle and the way for them to have more freedom and create that generational wealth.
Right.
Yep.
Well, every year there's generally 4,000 franchises. Every year 200 go away, another 200 come on.
Yeah.
But most of them are not right for each person. So getting to know their strengths, their likes, dislikes, what are their financial goals? Are they looking to replace their job, or are they looking to build financial wealth for their family? Are they trying to build a business that their adult kids can take over eventually? Those are important things to decide. Then what are the right franchises to recommend to them? It costs somebody no money to work with me. I'm like a matchmaker, and if they find a franchise that they like and they buy, then that franchise owner pays me. So I'm almost like an employment agency, but for the franchise industry.
I see. Okay, well, that's great. It's great to know. Thank you for sharing that. So, what would be the top? Um, would how would a person know that they would be qualified to work with you?
We get on the phone, good 20-minute phone call. I want to find out why are they looking at franchising, and maybe their brother-in-law told them, or maybe they think it's a way to get rich quick. Yeah, I want to find out what's motivating them, and then I'll set up a series of phone calls after that, because after I get off the phone with them initially, next time I talk to them, I want to put 3 different examples in front of them, expecting that they may not like any of those 3. But that way I get to start honing down where their interest is.
I see. Okay, so you work for them. You're not going to tell them, okay, those are the only options that you have, but you're actually finding something that actually would be in alignment with what they want.
Correct. And typically when I put the companies in front of them, I don't tell them the name of the company. I give them the statistics. Here's how much to get involved. Here's the type of thing, either you need a building or you're working from home. Here's what the average company makes first or second year. Here's how many employees you have to have. And they might say, that's not my interest.
Yeah.
I don't want them buying the name. I don't want them to say, oh, XYZ company, I heard a lot of good things about it. Well, that doesn't mean it's right for you.
So what would be the one thing that people should avoid when they're looking for franchising?
Don't shop by a name, and don't shop necessarily where they like to go. You know, it's like when I talk to younger people, they all want to own a Starbucks because they go to Starbucks.
Yeah, that's true.
And when I ask them if they're ready to work 7 days a week, 12-hour days, they say no, of course.
No.
I said, then why are you looking at a coffee shop? You know, so it's the number one thing is putting some reality behind their dream.
So you're like a guide, you're like a consultant. Well, that's very, very good. So now this is, we met through Alignable, right? Do you just work with the people in the Alignable community or anybody else?
No, I would say probably 7 out of 10 of the people I'm working with right now, personal relationships, or they one time were a vendor in my industry. We had something in common where we know each other, or I meet them either in Naperville area or down in Florida, at a social event. So I've always done better business with people that I got to know, as opposed to over the phone or even a webinar. But where Alignable has been helpful for me is when I make a sale to somebody, I don't want to just walk away. I want to say, okay, you're in the Orlando area. Here's your contact for ADT. Here's your contact for a CMO, fractional marketing. Here's some people you can work with for security, computer security. I want to be able to hand them. It doesn't mean they'll use them, but I don't want to leave them searching for all this stuff when I've already met a lot of good people.
Yep, I see. But it's a good resource, right?
And that's where the referrals will come from.
Yep.
I'm referring them, and hopefully they'll remember me.
Yep. So John and his beautiful wife, you've been married for how long?
It'll be 44 years this weekend.
44 years.
Yeah, I can't believe she put up with me that long.
And the thing is that you have your own business and she has her business. So what is the number one tip that you share?
Stay out of each other's hair.
Isn't that true? That's the
number one. Her office is upstairs. My office is downstairs. If I work from the table in the dining room, she can hear every word I say. And she probably knows my pitch better than I do. Or I hear her laugh. So I work downstairs. I finished the basement and I have an office down there.
Very good. So thank you so much, John. It's such a pleasure. Thank you.
We'll see each other very often.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
That's it for now from Craft Your Brand Legacy with Moza-Bella. Your win is what we do best.